the mitzvot ben adam lechavero, between a man and his friend, that a person has to know that he has to give binyan netinat eisa, giving good advice, as we say in Torah Kohanim, in the Midrash, the Sefer Vayikra, before the blind do not place a stumbling block. And what does this refer to? Does it mean that you're not allowed to put a piece of wood in front of a blind guy who's walking and he's going to fall down? No. Sages tell us this pasuk is referring to Suma Badavar. It's talking about a person who's blind in this matter. He doesn't know anything about anything and what he's doing. And what? And you tell him some mistaken advice. Amar lecha bat ploni ma'i lekeuna. Someone asks you, daughter is so-and-so, is she allowed to marry a Kohen? Don't tell him, yeah, she's permissible, when in fact you know that she's prohibited, right? Or someone seeking your advice, don't tell him advice that's inappropriate for him, but advantageous for you. What happens? A guy has ulterior motives. He tells him, there's a last spot for this certain thing. He tells him, should I sign up for this? No, it's not good for you. Don't worry, it's not for you. It's a waste of time, right? And then he himself gives himself that opening to get that spot, and he commits his friend out of it. So he gave him advice like as if he's helping him, but he's doing it to serve himself. He's being two-faced, duro. So he says, do not advise him to what? Sell your field, buy yourself a donkey, and then what happens? You wanted his donkey, you wanted his field. Told him, you need some money, invest in gold right now, sell your donkey, sell your field. You don't know what gold is. You don't know if the gold is doing good. But you just told him this stuff in order to get his field, to get his donkey. The Gemara says in Masechet Gitin, that what happened, what was one of the reasons that the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed? There was an apprentice who came to his, who was learning with his master, with the artisan. And what happened? Eventually, he taught him. And then the apprentice learned finally, and he made his own stuff, made his own job. And the original master, the original artisan, he started losing parnasah. He wasn't doing so well, and he didn't have work. So he said to him, he came to the apprentice and he says, "Hey, listen, I used to teach you. Can you help me out? I need some help." So this apprentice, who became his own guy now, he saw that a certain situation he could take advantage of. He says, "Listen, you have a lot of, expenses, get rid of your field, get rid of this, get rid of that," to the point where he even told him, "Divorce your wife, what do you need all this headache for? It's too much expenses for you." And everything he told him to get rid of, he slowly took this, slowly took that, he even took his wife. He wanted his wife, he told him, "Divorce your wife, it's not good for you." And then he ended up taking his wife, and the whole thing flipped around. He ended up having everything his master had, and he made his master his apprentice. So, ended up being that this whole time he was giving him advice, based on what was good for him. Shema tomar etzah yafa ani noten lo, haray davar masul lelev shneimar veyetem Elohecha. As in, the person says, "Well, nobody knows if I'm giving bad advice. Only I know. It's in my heart." Says the pasuk, "Veyireta me'elokecha." You should be fearful of your God. Hashem knows what's in your heart. Hashem knows if you're being honest. Hashem knows if you have ulterior motives or not. We learn from here, person has to be careful. Ben davar sheyachol liot nogea bo, ben davar she'eino nogea bo. Whether you're biased, whether you're not biased, whether you have something to gain, you don't have something to gain, you always have to give the proper advice. Therefore, persons make sure not to put his friend down in order for personal gain. That's basics of Ben Adam L'Havero. So now, he says, Achzot, היא מחובת אדם ישר, כשיבוא איש ליצור יצר עצה שיהיו נותן עצמו ממש. Person has to realize there's v'aftorecha kamocha. If you would come to your friend and give advice, how would you want him to give you advice? With ulterior motives also, to make you set up you for failure and for him to gain? You wouldn't. So why would you do that to the other person? So therefore, a person has to realize the way you want to be treated, and you have to treat other people. What happens? However, he says there's but if it should happen that he perceives something harmful to himself in that advice that he gives for his friend, so what should he do? If he's able to openly point out that harm to his friend, to the one seeking advice, he should point it out to him. He should withdraw from the matter and not advise him at all. When a situation thinks that he could be harmful for himself, Don't give him advice at all, because if you give him the advice to avoid it, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for him. So therefore, better say, I don't know. And he says, Im lo shekavanat mitiyatz ra'ah. The only exception is where a person seeking advice has evil intentions. If you know the guy's asking you in order to do bad things, over there it says the Mesilat Yesharim, vaday mitzvah leramuto. Over there, of course, you should trick him. Why? Over there it says, with the crooked, act perversely. Which means the one who you see is trying to do evil, you could also, yeah, I'll help you. Like pretending in order to stop him from doing a sin. So therefore, a person has to make sure when you give advice and people ask you, you should try to be honest, not have ulterior motives, and B'ezrat Hashem, Hashem will give us also bracha.